Hey, what's up everybody, Nexel here. Today we are playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and I totally forgot that actually the tickets are expiring today. The Blue Fairy tickets are expiring. They're no longer a thing. And I'm gonna use this video to do 5 pulls on each one of the tickets. I had like a crazy number, like I had like 34 gold ones, 55 silver ones, 30 something bronze ones, and I got them down to 5 each. So I'm gonna use this video to kind of just talk. So we're going to do our pulls. We're going to do the pulls for the remainder of these tickets, and we're going to use this just to talk a little bit. So, what did I really want to talk about? Really, the big thing that I wanted to talk about is, once more, and as much as I don't like talking about this, we're going to talk about the state of the game again. So, where do I think the game is at right now? I kind of touched on it when I did the previous banner for the ticket draw banner, where I was kind of saying that the game is not really in a good spot. It inherited all these new players that just finished Kingdom Hearts 3, and they're like, oh shoot, we got to start playing Union Cross because we're going to be lost in the future of the franchise if we don't keep playing Union Cross. And so it's lost because it tried to figure out like a way, like this nice little in-between between veteran players and new players. How do you get everyone incorporated to Union Cross? And as Damo was saying in his video, how do you monetize it? So what do you do in order to like keep the veterans wanting that top position, making new people want to be able to catch up to these people that are just significantly further ahead of them? So they've been dropping all these like money banners, like bait-ish banners. It's like they dropped all these benefits for VIP, all this stuff, and it just makes me think that the game is just not in the right spot right now. So I definitely think it was great that they did the ticket banner. It was a great way to reward people that like worked really hard. I'm sorry, I mean the current ticket banner, where it's like they got tickets based on their Lux level. It's like it was for the people that stuck around, that leveled a lot, put hours into the game. And then it gave us a means of exchanging avatar coins, which is really, really, really good. It's definitely great that they did that for all the players that have been playing around for so long. But at the same time, it's just like, where's this game going? Because as I'm doing these ticket pulls, it makes me think that these tickets, which were such a hot item literally about a year ago when PvP was announced, it caused a lot of uproar. It made this huge separation between like the super lucky and the wealthy, and then the not so lucky and the average people, like average casual player. It just made this huge discrepancy, and it's like here I am just pulling casually for them because they don't even matter anymore. And so when I think about Union Cross right now, I play a lot of card games, and it's comparable to where Yu-Gi-Oh is. So I don't know if a lot of people know about like Yu-Gi-Oh, how it works, all that jazz. But essentially, see, like this, back in the day, I would have been on fire about this. 2 tier 8s, a tier 7, like in a silver ticket. This would have like been groundbreaking news. It would have gotten a lot of likes on Facebook. It would have done all this stuff. But it's like, here I am, and I'm just like, okay, you know, like my tier 8s don't really mean anything now that there's supernova medals. So it's like Yu-Gi-Oh, because the way Yu-Gi-Oh as a card game worked is that it kept making new mechanics, which effectively outdated some of the older mechanics. So I think as of right now, Yu-Gi-Oh has had 4 phases. One of them was just the straight beat 'em up monsters, nothing crazy. Then you had fusion monsters, which were usually like the tech behind them actually made them pretty good. They were significantly stronger than any of the 2 counterparts alone. And then they had synchro monsters, which were like a super version where you had to have like 2 specific type of monsters. You sort of did this weird thing where you fused them together and it made the super strong monster, and that trumped fusion monsters because the effects on these synchro monsters were just so much better. And then they had XZs, which was even better than synchro, sort of. And then they did like the pendulum thing where they just completely obliterated the format. And then they're doing this cross-link thing now, which is even further obliterating the format. So it's like, I compare this game to Yu-Gi-Oh because how many times are you going to change the format, making things obsolete when people put like time and effort into it, and it's just they just introduced like a whole new thing and just reinvented the entire game, where it's like I'd actually argue Yu-Gi-Oh! Does it better, because at least in Yu-Gi-Oh! Your old cards can be used in your new decks. But for Union Cross, the game keeps progressing into these new mechanics, so much so that, like, as I was trading tier 4s and tier, like, 2s, I don't trade tier 2s, tier 4s, tier 5s, I'm just like, even though I rolled extra attack, even though it's got ground and extra attack, it's almost not useful. You know, it's like the old materials effectively stay old and they don't get better. So that's why I compare it to Yu-Gi-Oh! And honestly, like, after kind of talking about it right now, I'd argue it's worse than Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's saying something, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like a very touchy card game on if it's actually good or not. So that's where I'm at with Union Cross right now. I'm like slightly, the word I want to say is not fed up, because the game, like I said in the draw ticket video, has a lot of potential to be something amazing. But at the same time, all these new mechanics, not reusing materials appropriately, effectively making them garbage, it's almost like you have to keep paying. And you have to keep getting lucky. And it's like, I don't think that's conductive to a good game, especially one that you want to make canon, that you want to make everyone have to play because they love Kingdom Hearts so much and they want to stay up to date. Like, it's almost discouraging for the people that stayed the longest to be almost kind of just battered around like this, because it's like, I remember, because as I was trading stuff, I was like, Key 3, man, when I had Key 3 and it was like a premium medal, it was like the best thing in the entire world. It's like, clearing content was like, it was still a challenge, but it was good to have Key 3. Your shared medal was super important. Like, you had all these things you had to think about, but now it's just like, Kingdom Hearts Union Cross is moving in a way where it's becoming very my stick is bigger than your stick kind of arguments, where it's like, well, I pay more, so I'm just gonna be better than you. And I don't know how I feel about it. I feel very distraught about it. It reminds me of the time I made the video where I was talking about, like, hey, if this doesn't make you happy, you know, there's other things that you should be doing. Don't think that you have to dedicate your life to this mobile game that keeps kind of horsing you around almost. So with that being said, sorry, it was kind of like a mini rant. I'm sort of displeased with the current game state. I am super happy that they brought the ticket thing, but it almost kind of feels like they're just giving us like a pat on the head before they unleash something crazy for, like the anniversary, because they're about to do the big, I think it's 2.6 update, which does the whole pet training thing, which is like even super tradier, and it's like the game's more luck based. You're not really thinking your way through your actions. It's just, again, very my stick is bigger than your stick, and it's just not good. Like, it's a game, you know? It's like, it's putting so much focus on the competition that the content is really lacking. So that's what I think about the game right now. It's like, you either have to be like a super whale or like free, to be honest. Like, me as like a pay-to-play player that's kind of like right in the middle, like I buy VIP occasionally. Obviously, it's Sunday and I haven't bought VIP for the week. It's kind of just like, you gotta go all in or not at all. So that way it's like, you know what you're doing. If you're going all in, it's just like, I want to be the top. That's where I want to be. And then if you're just staying free, it's just like, you know what, I've got nothing to lose. But if you're in the middle, you're in this awkward, like, I'm never going to be good enough and I'm paying. So it's just a weird place to be. It's honestly a very strange format that we're in right now. And the reason I stopped making a lot of Union Cross videos is because it's like, there's almost no point to it. Because it's like, I could give you good advice and it would be obsolete in like 5 days, in like 5 weeks, I guess is the way to say it. Like, for example, Prime Medals, obsolete. We didn't even get like tier 7 primes. Like, that didn't even exist. It was only tier 4s and tier 5s, I believe. So yeah, the game just keeps updating these mechanics. It makes it weird. It's like, what's good, what's not, what's future proof, what's not. Effectively making you spend more, and I just don't like it. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's I don't think it's something you should do to a canon game, you know, because this is now a canon game. This is like, you have to play it, or you have to watch the cutscenes, like, and of course, I'm calling it, I'm future predicting it, that they are going to tie this in to some kind of name and game in the future Kingdom Hearts series. I don't know how. I don't know how it's going to be executed or like what the promotion's going to be, but I'm pretty sure they're going to force you to play this game if you want to enter the contest. And I don't know. It's a little distraughting, like how this is going to be used as a platform to use us almost as players. So with that being said, that is my mini rant. Let me know how you guys feel, because I'd love to hear if I'm just like, if I'm more upset because I was pay to play, if I'm being outlandish, if I'm like right on the dot. Let me know what your feelings are, because this is like a safe space to talk about it, and I definitely like to hear everyone's thoughts on the matter. But with that being said, that is the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop them down in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer when I have the time. But as always, everyone, until next time, take it easy.